everybody, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is KittyHiPur, and today I have a little video that's different than normal videos I create. Usually I don't really stick to anything, and I just kind of see to the wall and throw it on there and see what happens. But today, as somebody who's a fan of obscured media, forgotten media, or even lost, I found something that was straight up the alley of that. This isn't really lost media, but this is more of forgotten media or obscure media. I was inspired by Shunk's video and all of her MLP videos that were either lost or the MLP icebergs. Check her out, she's really cool. Her links are down below. I was relaxing, drinking my coffee on an early morning while listening to my neighbors bitch and bicker back and forth. I stumbled across a My Little Pony. It was really weird to see because this My Little Pony in particular was life size, and we're talking huge.
It's huge!
Growing up with G1 and G5. Hi, Editing Kitty here, just to say that I meant to say G1.5, not G5. It was just a flow on my end, so sorry about that. You can go back to the video. I was very shocked and surprised, bewildered, and just honestly confused. I never saw this before. So where did this come from? And that's where my rabbit hole dive began. So if you're an MLP fan, or a G1 fan, or if you just like ponies and you're a horse girl, regardless of your gender, come along with me on a nostalgic little obscure mystery. Everyone who is anyone knows of MLP, especially if you're an MLP FIM fan. Some even know about the previous incarnations. Some love the older generations like myself, others die inside watching it. Trust me, I know. It doesn't have the best story or character development.
Look at me! I'm a duck!
But you gotta love Fizzy and Firefly. Anyway. But I'm just going to give you a quick little recap, a TLDR if you will, of the history. So basically it was called My Pretty Pony in the first incarnation. It was a character made by Bonnie Zachary, and it was 10 inches tall and it was made of plastic. And the pony could wink one eye, wiggle his ears, and had a mane tail you could braid and do all the fun stuff with. They decided to make it short and throw some candy colors and shades in it, thus turning into My Little Pony, where it was dubbed unofficially by fans as the first generation. Between there and then, there were anime specials and of course the movie. You had two specials, which was Midnight Castle and it was also Escape from Trina, and then you also had two overlapping seasons of My Little Pony Friends, and then the movie, which had human characters called Molly, Danny, and Megan, and then you had the ponies, Sweet Stuff, Fizzy, Lofty, Gusty, and so on. Now that we all know about that, we can proceed because this is going to help later. In the beginning, I searched, I couldn't really find anything. I wasn't even sure if this was even lost media at this point. It just felt too obscured. I found a Tumblr blog called Ponies Before Bronies, and I found some images but no name. I went through the archive of that blog and I couldn't find anything either. Hi, Editing Kitty here again. I just want to pop in really quickly to let you all know I am a stupid idiot, because when I looked through the archive the first time, I didn't find anything. Now, as you can see, there is something, and there's all the information I'm going to show you later on. So, yeah, I guess I didn't look deep enough, and this was a waste of time, but we're going to continue making this video. Maybe I didn't dig deep enough. I've typed in life-size pony, big My Little Pony, My Little Pony life size. I got nothing. I was starting to get really confused in regards of what these ponies were, so I went back to Google and retraced my steps. By doing that, I found the My Little Pony trading post forum, and that spread some light on the subject. And when I mean light, literally. These ponies seem to be something of akin to the Disney World Light Parade. On the post itself, the photos seem to be scanned and collaged together. As I can tell, this was definitely a homage and tribute to the G1 My Little Pony box art and the toys. You could definitely make out places like Paradise Estate, the nursery, and where Lickety Split was a drama queen. Also, it seemed like the lights were on the inside of the pony, not outside of the pony. Here's an image to show how they did it on the inside on this broken pony. Through the midst of finding this on the post, I found out the name behind it, Blackpool Illuminations. These guys were founded in 1897. They're a festival of lights in Blackpool, England. They hold shows between August and September, and they've done from cars, trains to Christmas. And now they have more of a greener way in constructing the parade with turbines. They dub it green electricity. Blackpool Illuminations. So we finally have a name. Now that I had a name, I wanted to dive even deeper to find out what happened to these ponies. From what I can tell, it only seemed this information was known on the My Little Pony trading posts or through Tumblr. There really wasn't any other place talking about this, at least what I can see. So going back to Ponies Before Bronies on the Tumblr through Google Images, where there was a post of these ponies on display. These were new images, similar to the ones I found on the MLP trading post, but in a higher quality. The caption on these images stated below, Blackpool Illuminations, My Little Pony display lit up for the night during the early 2000s. Along with these many illuminations were retired and sold off in 2008. Photos by Pookie Pup on MLPTP.net and MLP Arena. Do not remove credit. Clicking on the Blackpool tag, I found more information about these ponies. Someone did a street view location of all the ponies. According to them, they were all auctioned off, and it was cited from the MLP trading post. They said to have found the Princess Pony named Ruby. Following the lead, I clicked on the link and it led me to the WordPress site. It was a blog about the Willopool tea rooms. Upon searching it, it seems to be a place that you can grab tea. It's located in England, and apparently it's closed down now. There really wasn't much after that, but it was odd to see one of the ponies ended up here. Following the next link down the line, another princess pony ended up in the garden centre in northern UK. I tried clicking on the link, but it ended up just being a dead end. It just led me to Pinterest. Another pony, Sapphire, they assume, seemingly ended up on a horse farm in a paddock. Poor thing. Well, at least she has friends to bear with the elements with her. She also seems to have gotten a new and an odd paint job covering her original colors. As I continued in the Blackpool tag, again Ruby showed up. Her name was actually Princess Primrose, and a photo was taken by a Yelp user in 2010 in the review of the Willopool Garden Center. I guess she was moved, or the Willow Tea Room and the Willow Garden Center are one and the same. Continuing my snooping throughout this Tumblr blog, I found a video of the life-size horses from someone's personal Facebook. They got permission to post it, but out of courtesy, I blurred out the woman's face. She ends up sitting and crawling across on the purple one, who seems to look like Buttons, and next is baby Gusty, and a Firefly color swap palette on bow tie. Then she proceeds to sing the My Little Pony theme song. I muted because I didn't really want her to be made fun of. So here is the first video proof that I found, which was quite interesting. After the video I found more information regarding the Blackpool and the ponies. There was a picture of a pony and there was a little sign or a plaque, and it was transcribed by the Tumblr user. Princess Primrose / Ruby was one of the multiple Blackpool Illumination ponies rehomed at the Willopool Garden Center in 2008, which closed in 2013. She seems to be most popular with the bunch when it came to photographs. The Garden Center allegedly marked them all for sale for twice more than the purchase price. £1,500 to £170.50. Translated into American currency, that is $1,635 to $1,908. This is a really expensive pony, according to the MLP forum users. However, her current location is probably still on the lot, depending on if the photo on Instagram, posted on November 15, 2016, was uploaded in a timely manner. Combining this information and her poorly maintained appearance and the latter two photos, this thread founds the implies as most likely the case, although there are no ponies that are pictured. Hi, Post Editing Kitty here again, sorry to bother you, but upon my research I found out that link was not broken. I was using a browser that had ad block and apparently it didn't like it, but in the browser that I'm currently using for it, it likes it, so we're gonna go with it. When I was looking at the history of this post, according to the post it says, the Willopool Garden Center and Barren Antiquities. The site is approximately 4 acres in size, homes varying from greenhouse structures, brick buildings, various wood constructions, and selections of little sheds. For many years, people from Cheshire raved about this place, saying it was a great day and seeing all the strange and various items that were for sale, excellent food, and quirky atmosphere and the place and the friendly staff. The shelves were packed with assortment of goods, from old-fashioned bicycles, plow bats, lamps, statues, and various other items that would look typically good in a Cheshire middle-class garden. LOL. It is rumored that the place was slowly wound down by the new owners that can be sold into housing developers, and this sounds familiar of a lot of sites to explore and visit. The story also appeared in the Warrington Guardian. The co-owner attacked his business partner during a psychotic episode. The 66-year-old attacked his business partner and choked him before attempting to topple a statue on him. He also took the manager's assistant on and speedy car for 10-minute rides around the country lanes and caused her so much stress and anxiety. Because of his age, he decided to not put him in prison. This mood swings are now controlled by medication and restraining order has been put onto the place. The garden center was ceased trading in 2013. People were still turning up to visit the place only to be greeted by the padlock gates. The Explorer, we found the place with no hassle at all. It even had the old rusty signpost outside, minus the actual sign, and with a quick check at the perimeter, we soon gained access. My fellow 28DL Explorer at CZL #HT knew of the place from its magical heyday when she spent many happy carefree hours with her family. Her and her happy memories helped me to visualize the place in its prime, even though there's a large house next to the Doors property. We enjoyed a couple of hours mooching about with our cameras with no attention from anybody. There are loads of little places you can stick your nose into. There was also the manager's house, which had a bog and a shower in pristine condition. If you are knocking about the other derps in the vicinity, then stick this place on your list too. The photos. As usual, I took the pictures using a 10 by 18mm wide angle, and the lens to give you the viewer and the idea of the layout and the scale of the place. I leave it to @CZL #HT to do the artsy fartsy pics. Enjoy the pics! This was such a neat find. On what I thought my adventure was complete, it was not. I found so many cool images that are posted currently right on the screen. I love urban exploring, and I also love things like dead malls, so this is straight up my alley. It was nice to see that we could figure out what this place was, a place of antiquities, a place of finding quirky things, and a place to go and catch a bite. It was so cool. I wish we had something like that here in America. But as I was scrolling through, it does seem a lot of the things have been withered away, but the architecture was so vintage and phenomenal. I love the pillars of the Greek architecture, and it does tell you a little sign of where everything is. It was simply amazing to scroll through. There's a link below if you want to check it out yourself, but here are some of the pictures, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to show you. And they had vintage photos as well. So yeah. It's just a nice little thing if you're into urban exploring. This was so exciting. I found so much information about this forgotten display that it felt alive again. It was super fascinating to discover it. As I scrolled, more ponies were found. Princess Serena / Aquamarine and Sweet Stuff were found at the Willopool Garden Center as well. Even more information on the My Little Pony trading post as I saw a member bought a life-size colorful horses. This is the post that states the following. I don't live too far from Blackpool, England, so I headed down to see him in person, smiley face. It was really cool. The big ones were huge, and I got to see 2 of the big tabloos. That was unbelievably huge. Some of them were on display, others were in the warehouse. Interesting to know, there's a unicorn baby Cuddles and an Earth baby Ribbon, but I'm not sure who the baby pony is next to baby Shady. Baby Magic Star? Princesses has such nice detail. Their strands in their hair lit up like tinsel, and their symbols lit up too. The eyes of the twinkle eyes lit up too, obviously. Price-wise, I was told the adult ponies were $600 and the babies were $300. Baby Tiddlywinks was $150 because she was a bit smaller. Poogie Puck, correct me if I'm wrong on that. Prickles the Dragon was also $150. I was tempted because he was the smallest and he could be stored into a collection easily. Overall, the prices weren't too bad for collectors. Local delivery was $80. The woman who went into the warehouse before me bought Shady and Baby Magic Star. The guy told me that she was the brownie leader of a young Girl Scout and that she is going to keep it in her house and invite the girls around to see it, which I thought was really sweet. I think that's all the info. On to the pics. I found another post on Ponies Before Bronies on Tumblr.com regarding of the ponies. Baby Cuz was surprisingly the third and the easiest to find, but her ownership is the best documented online so far. After being retired from the Blackpool Illuminations in January 2008, she was quickly reserved by Sam234UK of the MLP TP/MLP Arena, and then taken to the gardens where she resided until April 2009, and then she was sold on eBay to her current owner as of March 2007, user Freya Stitch by Pixels on Flickr. Shortly after that, she was restored by her new owner and won first place in 2009's UK PonyCon Restoration Contest. In 2010, she attended UK PonyCon repainted as Baby Cotton Candy, and again in 2011. Photo credits: first couple 4, next 4 Baby Cotton Candy. See her illuminated here and here. Alright, so we have a name, a year, and we have all of the information that we could possibly find on it. So my next step was to find footage of it. And that's when I go to YouTube. I typed in Blackpool My Little Pony Illumination and I found vintage Blackpool Illumination, and it showed various of old light displays throughout the years, and it comes from Blackpool Illuminations of their DVD the user had. Around the 28-minute mark, there they were, my iconic toys of my youth, larger than life and on display. Having a neon glow as flashing light, the child in me was giddy and excited. It was very cool to see them, and I was shocked that I could find footage and watch it. Even though it was a few short minutes and not a full clip, it was still enough for me. But then I started to wonder, was there any more footage out there? Yes, there was. The user 100 Big Kev posted a 17-minute video of another angle of the ponies on display. While the video is grainy, you can still see many of them are boldly colored. It also seemed, as you can see in the background, that the figures can move, but the ponies did not move at all. Unfortunately, that's all of the footage I could find. As we've seen, most of the posts state that the ponies were either simply bought off, discarded, or they were simply retired. Others were restored with a new paint job for better or for worse. Some were even reused for conventions. I'm kind of shocked at the brony craze, and even before that they weren't brought back for anything. But who knows, the 40th anniversary is on the horizon, and we're seeing the Celestial ponies, or the Fancy Squirrel ponies, finally come out and make their debut. Oh well, a girl can dream, right? So anything's possible. Again, what really surprised me most about this, that no one really knows about it, or it seems like there's not a lot of coverage about this topic. So I thought it would be kind of cool to shed some light on it, and maybe people who know about it, or maybe even are just a fan of Blackpool Illuminations, maybe they can come up with more footage and find more things about it, and maybe if Hasbro was involved or something. Overall, they do seem to be lost in the sense of finding footage or finding figures of the pony statues themselves in a decent or a good condition, and I'm hoping whoever has it takes good care of it, because you kind of have a piece of history in a weird way. This is really cool trivia and a forgotten media as well of the My Little Pony world, it seems. And I thought I would just shed some light on it if people didn't know about it, so now you know. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you for your time in watching this video. I truly appreciate it. If you did like the video, please give me a like and a subscribe, and drop a comment. Let me know what your favorite pony is. Did you find My Little Pony during the MLP Brony craze? craze era, or are you an OG fan? What is your favorite pony from toys to media? Let me know. Let's start a little conversation. Are you a casual fan? Are you a hardcore fan? Are you a ride and die? Let's start a little bit of a conversation. Personally, me, MLP will always be personal to me in my heart, not only because of my childhood and I grew up with it, but the fact that it's given me a lot of friends, it's given me a lot of opportunities, it's found my love for voice acting. Yeah, fun fact, if I did not find My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and meet the people that I met today, I would not be into voice acting. I would not even think of it as a career entrepreneurship. So, yeah, that's a fun fact that you learned about me. Anyway, I'll stop wasting your time, and I hope that you have a wonderful day and a wonderful night, a wonderful evening, and I hope that you are just enjoying life and having the best days. I'll see you next time. Bye!